Is everybody ready? Board members, are you all ready to begin? This is Jeff. Okay, Jeff Kasinger speaking. We'll go ahead and begin our meeting tonight. I'd like to call the meeting to order. The time now is 6 p.m. Does everyone in here tonight have a copy of the meeting minutes in front of you? I want to make sure that you do. The agenda is also on your tables in front of you if you want to take a moment, look at that. All right, tonight, I'm sure, again, we'd like to emphasize anyone who has made a public comment, we need your name on this list. It's at the front desk. If you wish to make a public comment, you need to put your name on that list, and then we'll call you in the order that you've signed up. Keep in mind, please, you have 5 minutes. Is the limit for public comments. Also, at our recent meeting in February, that was a very long meeting and a very long evening. We'll try to keep this as short and sweet this evening as we can. Our interim commissioner, Robin Kinney, has a presentation. And during that presentation, at the conclusion, we will limit it to 5 questions at 5 minutes apiece. Time is precious this evening, so to be respectful of everybody's time, that's our plan. If the public comments during that presentation or whenever you're making those public comments, are they directed to me or to anyone at the, don't direct those comments to anyone on the board, direct it to myself. I'll answer and provide answer or support the board the best that I can. If there are any questions for the interim principal or the Kentucky Department of Education, we'll field those as necessary. I'd like to recognize some people we have in attendance. Our interim commissioner, Robin Kinney. Greta Helton, associate commissioner. Shannon Sparkman, director of state schools. You moved. As well as assistant director of state schools, Emma Riley. Thank you all for being in attendance. We're going to have a roll call. Robin, if you don't mind.
Sure. Haley Brock, Robin Bush, Anita Groenwald, Scott Hahn,
Present.
Jeff Kessinger,
Present.
Keela Parton,
Present.
Aaron Roden,
Present.
Kathy White, present, Bethany Yance. We have 6. Do we have a quorum for this meeting?
Yes, we do. We have enough for a quorum. The meeting may proceed. We have met quorum, so items on our agenda may be voted on. Now, this is Jeff. If we don't mind to go in and move to the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. Are there any corrections that need to be made, Jeff is asking? Scott would like to make an addition to the agenda to recognize who made the resolution, or this evening I would like to make a resolution to recognize the retirees as well as the senior staff, if we can add that to the agenda. Jeff said we're able to make that. We can recognize that at the end of the meeting. Is there any corrections that need to be made to the minutes? Jeff's asking. Scott Hahn has a. Scott saying under the principal report, section D, under the principal report, the robotics and mathematics trip, we need to be able to add the names of Swanshin Wormack as part of the math team coach. Last name needs to be added. And Dr. Lee Allen Rohr, a first name needs to be added. Lee Allen Rohr. If we could have their full name as a math teacher, but also the robotics coach. Those are the only two corrections that need to be made. Mr. Hahn's making a motion to make those two corrections to the minutes from the previous meeting. We have a motion that's been made. We'll now vote. All those in favor of amending the minutes? Motion is passed. Now I would like to call Robin Kenny, our interim commissioner. Robin?
Good evening. For those of you that I haven't met yet, my name is Robin Kenny. I'm the interim commissioner at the Kentucky Department of Education. It's nice to be back with you again tonight. Thank you to the chair for affording me an opportunity on his agenda to give an update on the KSD principal search. It is a pleasure to be here with you. It's nice to see some familiar faces. This is my third time attending one of your advisory committee meetings, and I'm starting to become a little more familiar with some of you. So thank you very much. I was here in February, and we gave an update on the principal search at that time. I had shared with you, and we reviewed together sort of the minimum qualifications that we were seeking from some of the attendees that were here and some of the members of the deaf community for our principal. At that time, I reported that we were not successful in trying to locate a principal under those minimum requirements. And so I sought feedback from this body and from members of the community about what we should do next. And at that meeting, we were encouraged to repost the position and try again. So I am here to share with you that the position has been reposted. And I also want to share with you again, just a short review of those minimum requirements that were posted so that we all have a little bit of a refresher on what that said. So those minimum requirements included the applicant must have a Kentucky principal certification or pending certification from the Kentucky Education Professional Standards Board. We were looking for a candidate with demonstrated successful leadership in working with students, staff, parents, and the general public. 3 or more years of experience in curriculum and instruction development and implementation. Professional certification for teaching exceptional children, hearing impaired, grades primary through 12 or the out-of-state equivalent. Experience in deaf education, and a SLIPI rating of advanced or higher. So those were our minimum qualifications. So as we, and again, we have reposted that. However, I also want to update you on some other efforts of the department in continuing to gain input as we continue to search for that principal. And prior to the reposting, we did feel it was important to send out a survey and gain input specifically from our students, our staff, and families and parents. And so many of you may have seen that survey that went out, and it was looking again, trying to seek input on the qualifications for our next principal. And I know for many of these individuals specifically, and the reason we did this survey was because we know sometimes those groups of people can't always make it to this advisory committee meeting. So we wanted to make sure that we heard from them as well. And I was trying to get back in my emails today to see exactly when that went out, but I think it went out in either late February or early March, because I know we had results back the middle of March. And I want to share with you, although this was posted on the KSD website, I want to take just a minute and kind of share with you the results of that survey. There were 97 total responses, and those were comprised of staff, current students, parents, and others, but those were also current students. Sometimes we had an overlap, so we might have someone who was a former student and also a parent, or so we had some duplication of that. When we considered the results of the survey, I wanted to share with you that overall, the desire for strong leadership experience prevailed, with a close second of communicating well using ASL. So those were really the top two qualities that we heard from our parents, our families, and our students. The survey results revealed that KSD staff, families, and students value leadership experience, effective communication in ASL, and a strong appreciation of deaf culture in the principal. We also allowed some space for open-ended responses. And sort of the themes that came out of that were building a strong sense of community, cultivating inclusivity and diversity, and promoting academic excellence while embracing KSD traditions. Also, I want to share with you since that time and since the posting, I've received, and Dr. Hilton has also received, lots of communications via email. These are coming from students and teachers, staff here at KSD, and parents and families. And so in the majority of those emails, almost all of them really are praising the effectiveness and the great school year that KSD experienced this year. Yay, yeah. Lots of compliments from all the people that really are most directly impacted by what is happening here on campus at KSD. So I'd also like to use this time a little bit to talk about the effectiveness and the good work that's been done by our interim principal, Dr. Lynn Petrie. I want to publicly thank Dr. Petrie for his admirable service to KDE and to the student, staff, and families of KSD. I think if you have met Dr. Petrie even for a minute, you know he is highly motivated, he's kind, and an enthusiastic educator. And I think that's been evident in his service this past year to KSD. And I have just received so many positive comments on his work. So and I share that with you because as we continue to consider the filling of the principal position and we reflect on the past year at KSD, I want to take just a few minutes to share with you some of the comments that I have received made about Dr. Petrie. And Dr. Petrie, I'm probably going to make you blush a little bit here. Just a little bit. And these are direct excerpts from emails that I have received or Dr. Hilton has received. In the category of leadership, he consistently demonstrates a willingness to do whatever is best for KSD. His leadership abilities are nothing short of phenomenal. He is a proven student-first leader. This job is hard. He has embraced it with a positive attitude and smile, and that is what our kids need. Look at this body of work since he has been here and see he has brought the excitement back to KSD. The difference he has made with the students, parents, and overall running of the school has been extraordinary. The graduating class of 2024 appears to be the most prepared for life after graduation than any other class I have seen. We feel safe with him as principal, and I have seen this man day in and day out give his all to KSD. He loves the school and the students love him. There were also some comments made about ASL. He has learned to use American Sign Language through total immersion and taking ASL classes faithfully. Learning a second language is very difficult and requires a lot of time. He has made good progress. I am particularly impressed by the improvement in his signing skills since he joined us last August. And then finally, I just noted the accomplishments that the school has achieved under Dr. Petrie's leadership. And some of those are improving the CTE program, focus on school improvement planning, rebuilding athletics and social student life activities for our students, curriculum upgrades, revitalization of independent living program, supports and training for our dorm staff, focusing on transitions for students after graduation, and a big focus on staff morale. So this is a list that I think any school would be proud of to have accomplished in a very short time. So thank you, Dr. Petrie.
You're welcome.
I also want to share with you that we again find ourselves without the luxury of time. It seems like we are always racing against the clock, trying to fill the position. As you know, summer school is upon us, and the start of the new school year will be right on its heels. So we are currently in the process of the selection of a new assistant principal as well, because we've gone the whole year, Dr. Petrie has gone the whole year without an assistant principal as well. So we're in the process of looking hard for the right candidate to fill that as well. And we'll continue to move forward toward the selection of with the very best candidate as principal for KSD. We want to continue to invite input on this decision, and I appreciate the chair allowing some questions tonight or public comment in this period. And I'm happy to stay. I'll be with you the rest of the meeting so that if you have further public comment, I'll be happy to stay and listen. So that's sort of an update. The position is still posted right now, and we look forward to finding the right candidate.
Jeff says, thank you very much. Public, now is your opportunity.
Hey, my name is Mary Margaret McNeemer.
You in front of one of the mics.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Mary Margaret McNeemer, M4. I have a question, and that is, okay, we don't have any qualified applicants with the guidelines that we have set up right now. I think particularly after hearing what you've said about what the staff and everybody has shared about this last year, that it would be grossly unfair to start all over again, like we were in August of last year with no leadership. We don't have an applicant, and principals are only on a year-by-year contract anyway. We've got someone here who has some experience in the role. No, they don't check all the boxes, but they've got experience and a heart for the role. For me personally and professionally, I feel like it would be better to have someone in that role who knows what is going on at KSD to carry it forward while still looking for that perfect candidate that checks all of those boxes. I think that would be in the best interest not only of the school and our students, but also our staff. So I guess I really didn't have a question. I had a statement. Or I guess the question is, would that be a possibility for the committee to consider? Or KDE to consider?
Jeff, is anyone else in the public?
Okay, I'm gonna kind of join M4. I'm gonna be very blunt. I have learned one thing since I've been here at KSD, and it's to be blunt. Just say it and deal with it. Folks, we've got a principal. Why are we looking? A gentleman right there, with one exception, meets every qualification that we're asking for. And the big thing is he excels at all of them. Why are we still looking? We've got our principal. The gentleman, motivated is the wrong word for him. Motivated on steroids, maybe. Actually, I think I almost made him mad. He has texted me so much at 10 and 11 o'clock at night that one night I told him, go to bed, buddy. Enough's enough. Let your brain rest for a minute. I'm very proud to work with him. I don't work for him. I work with him. And that's a privilege. And honestly, we may find somebody that meets this criteria, but I'm like M4. We don't want to start another year without a principal. And this gentleman has stepped up, done way more than he's been asked to do. So my question is, why do we not accept the gentleman that's doing a fantastic job and continue to let him work on his ASL? It would be different if he wasn't putting the effort out to learn ASL. He's learned more in 2 weeks than I've learned in 7 years, and I'm not proud of that. But when you've got this, don't let it walk away.
Jeff is asking for anyone else. Okay, I want to make sure what I say comes out right, so I'm going to let Mark talk for me. I'm in a very interesting position because not only am I a staff member here and in a position of leadership, but I'm also a parent, and I've been a parent for a while of a student. And in both aspects, I agree with M4 and Rick. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if we keep letting people talk, it's just going to be an echo chamber. If you've been here for longer than the year, then you can tell that it feels very different. And within the first 2 weeks of your arrival, you realize that the morale was dropping at the bottom, and reinstated the party committee, reinstated all of the staff functions that are intended to create that cohesion between staff. Because that's just as important in teaching students as is direct contact with students. So I just wanted to echo M4, Rick, one of the best bosses and principals that I have had and that my son's had. Thank you. Just asking for anyone else. After this comment Jeff has mentioned, we'll have one more.
Laura McKinney, I'm the girls basketball coach and the food director. And I don't know about you guys, but it's been the longest 2 weeks of my life with Dr. Petrie. He came for 2 weeks and we've yet to get rid of him. We've tried. We've had zero luck. So at this point, I say, what's the point? Might as well keep him around. He cares more than anybody that I've seen in education in a long time. He has brought to me a revitalized love for teaching students, even though I just feed them. But it's so much more than that. He doesn't treat my staff, he doesn't treat us like the cafeteria ladies. We actually work day in and day out with these kids. We work day in and day out with him. And, you know, you don't find that every day in education. It's just not something that's the norm. I think, you know, I'd be remiss to say that if we are making a really bad decision, if we don't just go with the proven leader that we have right now in front of us. He's done the job. He showed us the kids love him. The teachers love him. You know, what more can we ask for?
One final comment.
I'm going to try my best to sign, but I am nervous to be in front of all these people. I work with Dr. Petrie every day. I appreciate having him here. He treats me like an equal, even though, you know, deaf and hearing, he treats me like a peer. For the first time ever in my life, I'm working with a peer. And he's wonderful, and I really want to keep him here. All right, we've got a couple of students that may want to make a comment, and this will be the last one for this time. Hi, everyone. Okay, I agree with everyone else that's spoken. So sometimes I go, what, can you not see me? I'll come over here. Front. Just one second. Thank you. All right, I'm too shy for this, but anyway, I agree with all the comments that have been made so far. Sometimes I go into Dr. Petrie's office to talk about something, maybe sports or whatever it may be. He's a great leader. He socializes with the kids every day. Yeah. Many, many thanks, Jeff says. Someone else has asked to comment that we've reached our limit of 5, so thank you, Dr. King.
Can I ask a question?
Scott Hahn says, may I ask a question? May I ask a question to the board? Ms. Robin, excuse me, I just want to ask a clarifying question. How long do we have to wait for this position to be posted?
The position is already posted right now with the minimum requirements, the same minimum requirements from the last time we posted. So it is posted right now. The position posting closes at the end of the month.
Okay. So in my experience, which I was in administration before, and I've been through this process several times, the timing is important to look for the principal or teacher or any person within the school needs to be done early, because once you get to summertime, contracts are already being reestablished. So that time between the end of school and beginning of school, if no one has been placed here yet, then I just feel that we may need to consider keeping Dr. Petrie here rather than changing and having new turnover and a new interim and having to reintroduce someone to deaf culture. My experience over the years, we're tired of the turnover. We're tired of having to explain deaf education year after year. Since Dr. Petrie's first time on the job, I've been waiting for him to be on, I was waiting for him to be on the agenda, and he dove right in. He did not hesitate. He has worked through it. He has shown motivation. And it was only supposed to be 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks turned into a month and 6 months. So thinking about what's best for the kids, stability within the school. And I didn't realize how much background he had, but talking about transition and post-secondary, that has always been a weakness here. But the things that he's jumped in and already started working on, once we sat down and talked about everything, the LinkedIn, I opened his LinkedIn, and when I saw all of his credentials, I did not realize the certifications he holds: principal, superintendent, special education, transition. The list is quite extensive. Western Kentucky, just where does he get all this energy? That's maybe the most impressive part. I've told him the first day, I used to would sleep in my office floor, and I don't know where he gets this energy. So I just think it would be worth considering what's important for the school, which would be the students first, staff, parents, and the stability. That, my concern is we're now at this limited time. The timing is bad at this point. This should have been started much earlier.
And please keep in mind that we started this process back in the fall with coming up with those minimum requirements, trying to find a suitable candidate that would meet those minimum requirements. This is actually our third try in trying to find a candidate that will meet those very, very stringent minimum requirements. So the timing is bad. We are here again at the end and looking for another suitable candidate, but it was not without lack of trying to meet those minimum requirements. So I appreciate your comments very much, Mr. Hahn. As a respected member of the community and member of the advisory board, I appreciate you sharing that with us. You're welcome.
So
We have another comment from Ms. Kathy White.
So I guess I have a question and comment. In light of what I have a question and a comment in light of what Scott just said, recognizing that this is a personnel matter over which we have no control. So that's one issue. But I think what we do have something we may have control over in light of what you said is the requirements. And we stood very firm on that. So I guess I'll leave it at that, because if a person that is in place doesn't meet the requirements, but we've heard everything we heard, if in light of that, we're willing to relook at the requirements in order to consider a candidate, but then that goes back to a personnel matter, which we have no control over.
Yeah, so I don't want this to come off harsh. I really don't. I'm going to be blunt, as Rick said, be blunt. This advisory board can make recommendations, but the ultimate decision of the selection of the principal for KSD is under the purview of the Kentucky Department of Education. So I think what we have come in very good faith with multiple meetings and seeking input for everyone that's interested in this really important position was to try to honor and respect the voices of and desires and wishes. I think we have tried really hard to find a candidate with all those minimum requirements, and we have not been successful. So I do appreciate all the comments from everyone today, because we will use that as we decide our next steps in moving forward for the selection of the principal. But I really appreciate all the comments.
Any comments from the other board members? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dr. Petrie says thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, the chair would like to call Dr. Lynn Petrie up next, please. One second while we get Dr. Petrie in the right location. Apologies. Welcome, everyone. I have updates about programming. But first, I want to tell you all, next year, we don't know what's going to happen. But I want to let you all know what's already been done, what we have done this year. KSD is about the students. We this year have challenged the students. The school has taught all of them to learn and continue learning and to never stop. We've created programs, we've created opportunities, we've created plans for their futures, for them and with them. The students have to be involved in those things. Thirdly, we have cared. We have loved on these students. We've helped them develop and to feel proud of themselves. We've helped them to build self-esteem. We've empowered them. We want the students to represent KSD with positivity and pride. So next up on the agenda, there's no new staff this year to talk about. At this meeting anyway. So up next, Lisa Kingsley is going to explain some of the programming that has happened in the field of athletics. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Advisory board members, hello. Hello, everyone in the audience. There are many faces here. Wow, this is incredible. Okay, so I am Lisa Kingsley, and I am the athletics director here. I've been for 6 years now. Wow, time has flown. I'm not going to stand up here and talk for a long time. This time, I'm going to hand over to the students to share their experiences. So I'm going to call a couple of them up one at a time, and then once they finish, I'll wrap up. Okay? All right. Volleyball. Who's starting? Okay. My name is Annie. This is my sign name. I was the captain this year. My name is Allison. My sign name is a shaking A. And I'm a junior this year, and I was one of the players on the team. So our experience this year was really great. We had a fun time. I don't know what to say. Sorry, I'm just going to get giggly. It's okay. Everyone gets nervous. So this is my second year on the volleyball team. My first time was in 7th grade, and the second year now is my 11th grade. This year was challenging. It was new for us. We had a new coach. We had a deaf coach finally. That was great. And she did an amazing job. Her work really impacted us. She was strict during practice and challenged us. She had a lot of heart. She made sure that we were disciplined. And that's, we were frustrated by it at first, but it ended up very well. We improved throughout the season from beginning to end. Our coach really invested her time into us, even though most of us didn't really know much about the game in the beginning of the season. Lots of our tournaments got canceled, but we still had so much fun because of our coach and others who supported us and provided opportunities. Like Center College students came and helped with some of our practices so that we can improve our skills. I also wanted to add that we played volleyball at the dorm quite a bit. And even just with that, our skills are much better just with passing. And I've noticed a lot of things that have just impressed me with the team this year. I think that's pretty much it. All right, who's up next? Here's some pictures. Cross country, who's up next? Hello, everyone. My name's Francisco, and I am Sean. When we first started cross country, our coach was really great about supporting us and teaching us. I learned so much about my body and what to do with my hands and how to breathe correctly while I was running and to never give up. We worked really hard as a team. Yeah, it was really hard to do all of that running, but the more you practice, then we ended up being ready for our meets when we go to other counties, and run like 3 miles, I think. So yeah, it's hard to do that, but we made sure we did a lot of stretching before and made sure that we were ready to start. So yeah, that's all. Like I said, up next we're going to have basketball. Boys and girls.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Austin. My name is Madison. Hi, everyone. I'm Shonda. Well, we practiced a lot for boys basketball. Our team had to run laps, of course, which was pretty difficult, and we did a lot of practicing shooting. We kind of struggled with that. So coming up with plays and going to games, we really had to come up with strategy and make sure that none of us were just sitting back and not participating. We ran a lot of laps to get ready for those games. I wanted to talk about my basketball experience. Carolina for Mason Dixon, and we made a lot of friends, met a lot of really fun people, had a great time. It was fun. We also went to, well, our coach, Laura, we went to her hometown and played a game at in the high school gym, which was so much fun. We went to Tennessee School for the Deaf. That was a long trip, but it was still fun. I met a lot of cool people and had a lot of fun. And I liked the socializing with North Carolina School. And then we had, after the game that night, we had a social and got to meet a lot of new people and hang out. Well, we want to say thank you to our coaches, Laura and Doug Sharp. Sorry, let me spell this. Sharp. We want to thank them for a great season. Love you guys.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dakota, and I'm one of the esports players. Our team has been very motivated. We play a lot of Rocket League, soccer, car game. We've been practicing a lot and been very encouraged. You know, sometimes we, learn to never give up. Myself, Francisco, Austin, and we race. We talk about our strategy, what we're doing, how we can win to overcome the other teams. And so I've really enjoyed esports. Hello, I'm Derek. Here's my sign name. And I got involved in track this year, and that was a really big event. You know, a lot of times we ran really far. It was really far away. I learned a lot. It really wasn't a whole lot of practicing, but I did learn a lot through the events, the various events that we did. Lisa's back up. I love all of them and their expression. You know, their nerves have shown. But take a breather. Y'all did good. Really, for myself, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. What they wanted, I tried to figure out a way to do it, but they were the ones that made this school be successful. They were the ones, not me. It was not me. It was them. It was all about them. It was the stuff that they wanted, the school, all of it, everything. But I did want to mention 3 programs. Could be on hold for next year, but in the past, over the last couple of years, one big challenge that I've had is location. Because our gymnasium has been going through phases of renovation, and it's been a big headache. We've persisted, we haven't given up, and we've found accommodations. We were able to use the gymnasium in Junction City, which has been really nice. Another one that I didn't know about, it was a privately owned, it was a wonderful place that we were able to get and have our students go to where they could practice and train for these events. We've also used the First Christian Church, which has been wonderful as well. And I've learned a lot through this, what an athletic director can be. You know, not just a scheduler, you know, booking these games, asking for the referees if you don't mind to come, you know, assisting the coaches. Like, there's been a lot of unexpected responsibilities over these last couple of years and other issues that have popped up, but I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I've enjoyed being athletic director so far. But 3 possibilities for our upcoming years. You all might have heard a little bit of rumors around. And these are things that I want to happen. One of those being archery. And because archery, there are more and more students who have expressed an interest in archery. We have somebody who is certified to do archery. Yep, they've met the qualifications. You know, working out a schedule, and we're trying to iron out the details with that. So hopefully next year there won't be an issue. This person knows what's going to be expected of them, and they'll have enough time to prepare for next year. So hopefully archery is on the horizon, and we'll have more involvement there. Some of you are asking about, what about the swim team? We had it. It folded. But listen, we're not giving up because we have our pool. We're waiting on the renovations for the gymnasium and the pool. Once that's ready, we'll reenact that swim team and we'll have it back again. So could be something that might look a little bit different, but something different. But I'm learning through other schools and what they've been doing, and the possibility of having a long distance, but also a team event. It could be a co-ed kind of thing for more, you know, because it would provide our school more opportunity where we are a smaller school. Maybe we could host something one weekend, an event. And then my third thing, a baby project of mine that has come to fruition finally. Maybe you'll have seen it on campus when you pulled in tonight. Disc golf. Our baskets are up. That has been my baby for the last 4 years, and we've been working and working and waiting and waiting. And who pushed for that? This gentleman right here, Dr. Petrie. He pushed really hard. He said, go for it, do it. And it's been on hold. We've been waiting for a while because of one minor issue with funding. Anyway, we got that moved out of the way, all thanks to him for pushing this project on forward. We worked hard to get this set up, but we now have 9 baskets across campus. And then the next part is a couple more signage, a little bit more signage, so that way it can be more visible. We're talking with our woodworking program to maybe get those, as well as a turf platform, something easy to cross and walk across the grounds. So that might be a good summer project that could happen. Our priority has been this is going to be really nice for our PE program. Our gym teacher, Miss Kristen Blevins, have been going over to Jackson Park and using the course over there, but it's very time consuming. And so now it's going to be nice to be able to have the students practice here on our own campus with our own baskets. The correlation with this is, you know, I want them to go to a national discus tournament. They have them across the United States, and I want our team to be able to go to these national tournaments. They do happen over the weekend, and that is my goal and my intent for everyone. And some of y'all might not be believing, but Gallaudet University has already got a discus team. And so if we have a program that mirrors something that they've got going on, that they've set up a discus team, they've already set up an esports team and things like that. And so I'm trying to model after them. That's a dream that I've had, because that's how we build our programs, and we can show our kids where they go. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
Up next, Miss Sandy Smock. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Got a couple minutes, okay? 5 minutes. She's going to be talking about the CTE program. I'm just teasing you. Hello. I'm going to stand for myself for a little while, and then when I get in a little bit deeper, I'm going to defer to you, okay? Hello. Hey, Samantha. Michaela. All right. And I didn't have an agenda when I came in, and my heart was pounding. So I know what I'm supposed to talk about. I just need a minute to get myself together, all right? Hello. Thank you all. Where'd it go? Thank you all for the opportunity to come speak tonight. My name is Sandy Smock. I am the CTE coordinator, and I want to talk about KSD's CTE program, the department in and of itself. First, I do want to take a minute to celebrate the student achievements. Oh, there you are, Dr. Petrie. Our current FFA, what is this? Is this a camera? Oh, pressure. Okay. Our current FFA president, Mr. Bentley White, our current 24-25 Madam President-elect is Madison Adkins. She is going to have to, she's had to address, I'm glad she addressed Dr. Petrie. She had to do that. She decided 3 months ago, and I'd like to compliment Dr. Petrie for being an influence on her to inspire her to be able to do that tonight. Good job, Madison. So if you can do it, I can do it too, right? Okay, CTE. We've been waiting for a while. The department is important to this school. It attracts kids to come here to KSD. So looking back, for more than a decade, we have had 3 program areas: culinary, ag ed, and advanced manufacturing. The culinary program is now closed. Well, the teacher retired 3 years ago, and we have posted that position 3 consecutive years in search of a new culinary teacher, and we've been unable to fill that position. So, this next school year, year 24-25, we will still have 3 program areas, but slightly modified. We have officially closed the culinary pathway, but I know that program is precious to us. We know our kids benefit from that program, but if you can't find someone to fill the position, then we're a little stuck. We have the opportunity to spend some ARP money to buy various new equipment and supplies for some new programming. We've been looking at that. Myself, Mr. Petrie, we've been developing a new program area. I've been speaking to people in Frankfurt, OCT, the Office of Career and Technical Education, and we've been trying to figure out which program areas would best fit with what pathways we already offer and our vision for the new CTE programs. Making a lot of phone calls, asking a lot of questions. They led me to the right person, Mark Harrell, I believe that's how you spell his last name. He's in engineering technology. So we will be posting a new teacher vacancy looking for someone to teach an engineering technology program area. They will offer 2 pathways. One is aviation and automation, drones and Unmanned vehicles, UMV. We're getting close to handing this over to the interpreter.
So, excuse me, so with the engineering technology pathway, we will be offering a program area, we'll be offering two pathways. Aviation and unmanned vehicles, which is drones, and automation engineering. The automation engineering pathway, kids will have exposure to many more. Oh, sorry. The automation engineering pathway, students will have access to many more opportunities to work with high-end technology equipment where they make a product. That product starts with discussion in the classroom, idea, design, paper, computer. These computers work in correlation with the equipment, such as the CNC lab that Mr. Durr has recently opened. And they can produce products that vary in ranges, just whatever the kids and the instructor decide to build. Now, that is a big, big ask. This is a brand new program. It's going to have many, many new pieces of equipment. And part of that goal is to feed something called the KSD kernel store. And I'll hold that for just a second because I know I'm getting a little bit long-winded. I'm glad somebody saved me. So engineering technology will be the new pathway. So we'll still have three. We'll have ag ed. We'll have advanced manufacturing, which is your wood shop, furniture. They make all kinds of stuff in there. I've seen plaques come out of that lab this year for every celebration on this campus. It's just incredible the stuff those kids are turning out down there. And then, of course, ag ed. So those would be our three program areas going forward. Now let's go back to culinary for a second. Dr. Petrie asked me, in the ag ed program area, we have seven different options on what we want to teach, such as I've been teaching plant science and animal science, and he's asked me if I would teach the ag food science processing systems program, which is brand new to me. So culinary, if I paint you a picture, culinary was about producing a finished product for fine dining. The ag food processing systems pathway is about food from production to consumer. So let me just try to get in the weeds on this. It literally addresses everything in the food groups, all the meats, grains, vegetables, fruit. Hands-on, touching the food, learning what its name is, learning common ways that we would use it, prepare it, grow it and prepare it, grow it and save it. It's got a heavy emphasis on preservation of food, so that could be canning, freeze drying, freezing. I mean, the list goes on and on. Again, this is not my area of expertise, so I really didn't see myself at this age going into a brand new pathway. But hey, look at this man. We're just moving along. So we're kind of excited about it. So what Dr. Petrie did, Dr. Petrie said, Sandy, you're going to get the culinary kitchen. So just know that the kitchen in Brady Hall that we all know and love, that has been family consumer science for nearly 30 years and then was culinary for 6 or 8 years, it will be used starting August in the brand new school year. We'll have kids in there touching food products. And I can't make you any more promises than that, other than a good faith effort to get in there and see what we can do. We're just going to learn about food and food and food. So second to that, Dr. Petrie added the multipurpose room. He wanted the multipurpose room to come to me with that. And I want to say, I can look across this room at people I've worked with for several decades. The KSD multipurpose room has always been the hub of KSD. It was the heart of this campus. Every single social, I won't say single, almost all socials, parties, events after sporting events, when we'd have visiting teams from all the other deaf schools come and we'd have a social after the varsity games, that's where the dance would happen. That's where the food would be. That's where I saw teachers, when I worked in student life, that's where I saw teachers monitoring students, setting up food, keeping the food full, eating the food, dancing with the kids, playing with the kids. That was the heart of this campus. I have seen countless proms in the multipurpose room. I've seen professional development in the multipurpose room. I've seen us have reciprocity with our Danville County community when we've allowed people like Ephraim McDowell, number one. I've seen Ephraim McDowell use the multipurpose room for their PDs countless times through the years. It's very, very important that we have reciprocity with the Danville County community. Now, that's above my pay grade, but I'm just saying there's not a lot of ways, Shannon, there's not a lot of ways that we can tie in with those people, Miss Greta, Miss Robin, but it's important because they're always here for us for 200 years, 201 as a matter of fact. And we want them to remain in the positive light with Kentucky School for the Deaf. So I want to talk, just let me go into this real quick. March 1st, we had a red ribbon cutting ceremony for Mr. Durr and the Advanced Manufacturing program. He and his students took the old lumber storage room, which is really bigger than a closet. It was a room. They moved the lumber to a spot in Argo that we weren't using, and they repurposed that room into an additional nearly 400 square feet of lab space for their kids in that program area. And that is his CNC lab. We went, I think we share one thing, go big or go home. I think he's a dreamer. I know I'm a dreamer, and I don't make no apologies for it. So when I said, let's have a ribbon cutting ceremony, and I sent out my invitation to all the dignitaries, I did it with a lion's heart. Yes, Madison, that's what you got to do. You want people to know something, you have to tell them. We wanted you to come. We wanted you to come. And I thank you for coming. We had people from the Office of Career and Technical Education. We had Associate Commissioner Dr. Beth Hargis who came. We had Tom Thompson, the Division of Student Transition. We had David Horseman, retired Associate Commissioner, in our house. I didn't even recognize him. He was just tall and thin. I said, hello, sir. Who are you? He's like, hey, it's me, David Horseman, Sandy. I was like, oh, my goodness. That man has given me compliments in public before, and it caught me so off guard that he was here in our house. I didn't even recognize him. That needs to happen all the time. And I believe that this man is very serious about getting us off this campus and getting the outside people on this campus. We have to build relationships. It's critical to the future of Kentucky School for the Deaf. Now, real quick, I want to tell you about the Kentucky School for the Deaf store. He told me to do this. I'm going. I've been here all day in shorts, in a t-shirt, running all over this campus, putting all these flyers with my kids in the maintenance. Shout out to the maintenance department. We did the whole campus in a single day. It was crazy. They told me it was snowing in this building. I went home and put on a hoodie of all things. And now I'm so nervous. But anyway, here I am. So I want to talk about the Colonel store. So the whole front south wing of Argo will be the new Colonel store or KSD Spirit store, whatever it ends up being named. That store, the vision is on the very most south end will be the store end. It will offer things like cash and carry, cold drinks, snacks, and I mean, the controlled stuff like pop and candy bars, among other snacks. But it is also going to sell KSD Spirit wear. And that is, the sky is the limit. How many people in this room have looked for shirts, caps, things that have our school name and logo on, and they're hard to get? We're going to produce them in the CTE department. In that new pathway, engineering technology, we're going to be producing spirit wear. We have 2 7-paddle screen printing systems coming, 3 high-tech dryers for different kinds of paint. We have a water laser where we can carve a word out of stone. I mean, the list goes on and on. But the store will have products from Mr. Durr's program. It'll have products from the new engineering technology teachers program, whoever he or she may be. And I'm still trying to figure out what my contribution is because, plants, I don't know, we'll figure it out. We got the greenhouse. I'm stumbling on that one, but we'll figure it out. I'm thinking dried herbs maybe for fall, but we'll come up with something to put in there because we have to be represented. The ag program is Kentucky Proud certified already. Anything we grow on the school farm is already in our certification through the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. Everything that Mr. Durr would make in his lab can be added to that. The list is not limited to plant science things. The list covers all of your agribusinesses, agritourism. The list is vast. So we can check off those things that Mr. Durr is making in his lab, the new teacher is making in the engineering technology lab, and they too will be Kentucky Proud certified. We get to use their logos. Imagine it says the word Kentucky. We are Kentucky School for the Deaf. They are Kentucky Proud. And we want to tie it all together because it's nothing like free marketing. All right. Lastly, so we don't know what all kinds of stuff we're going to have in the store. So shoot us some ideas and we'll just figure it out together. On the middle end of the store will be the KSD Cafe. I'm going to paint you a picture. Some booths for sitting and eating light purchased snacks from the cafe counter. What kind of food will that be? I don't know. Laura, girl, I've already called Jeannie Abney. Anybody in here know Miss Abney? I've called her and offered to give her money to come and consult with me. I called Mandy Byrne, the retired culinary teacher, said, I will pay you money, come and consult with me. We'll figure out what we're going to be selling in there to eat. We're not frying hamburgers and french fries. We'll keep it light. But our high school kids will be running that Colonel store right on Madison. So we got all this stuff to do. So we'll have booths. We'll have a counter with some stools. We'll have soft seating. We'll have 3 65-inch smart TVs that will run 3 different messages on them, whether it's sports, weather, and who knows what, I don't know. And we'll have one that will be a digital menu. We will have all new furniture, rugs, matching paint by whatever this company says. They're going to tell us what color paint they think we need just for that room to accommodate the furniture. So it gives it a whole new, hip, youthful vibe. Outside the store area, we'll have the greenhouse. We're getting concrete this summer. This girl can turn a cartwheel right here, right now. That is so exciting to get concrete in the greenhouse, concrete around the greenhouse in the little courtyard area, and a little extended concrete area just south of the wing that would go to the end of the corner of the greenhouse, which gives us an outdoor patio area. It's hard for people from town to find the greenhouse. You can barely see just the end of it sticking out past the south wing of Argo. So having a little area out there where we can put some plants, put some picnic tables. Really, I want some high-end tables, something that's not wood, something that's like over here at the playground. Some really cute little tables and chairs out there because our products will sell beyond the boundaries of Kentucky. This I know. Anytime you have a niche market, you have people who want to buy your stuff. So our community is a special community. Our students are special students, and we have lots of love that go all across this nation. So I think that this will attract kids who want to come learn skills, want to make things. We're going to have people who want to buy things. And we're going to allow, with all the school safety in place, of course, we're going to have people come to us. Don't be afraid of us. Don't look the other way. Partner with us. I have had huge success for years partnering with people with my kids. They absolutely love my kids. Our kids, they love it. So last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to stop, and that is this. We're going to get a food trailer. Yes, you heard it right here first. I know Mandy, that's why she's like, won't take my calls now. She wanted a food trailer for 5 or 6 years. She wanted a food trailer. And we're going to get a food trailer. Not exactly sure what we're going to be selling out of it yet, but just let me paint you part of the vision. Our KSD food trailer is 8.5 feet wide and 20 foot long. This is a commercial made trailer. It's a Spartan trailer, be made in Georgia. All chrome inside. Am I done? You want me to stop? Okay, so one more thing. So I'm just saying, when our name goes on three sides of it, and it's here for events, alumni picnic, whatever, but when we go off this campus, people see us, they're gonna see our school's name. Our kids are gonna have opportunity again to close the sale. Making a sale, whether it's a muffin at our little cafe countertop, or it's a plant in the greenhouse, or it's a wonderful gourmet grilled cheese in the food truck. I have no idea what's coming out of there, but our kids will make it. Our kids will advertise it, and our kids will sell it, and people will notice. I went online and looked, and they're doing it all over the country. So that's my cue. I gotta hang up, but I'm just saying. He told me to talk, and I can't talk about mainstreaming. He said 5 things, right? So there's a lot going on in CTE. So that's my message. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr.
All right, next up, short and sweet, from the academic team. Got Kimmy Curtis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kimmy Curtis. I'm one of the coaches for our academic bowl team. Hi, my name is Bentley White. Here's my sign name, and I'm a senior here on the academic team. Oh, I've been involved for 2 years on the academic bowl team. 3? I'm 2, 3. My name is Annie. This is my first year on the academic bowl team. I'm a freshman. Hi, my name is Shonda. Here's my sign name, and this is my 2nd year involved on the academic bowl team, and I'm a senior. Hello, everyone. My name is Todd, and I'm one of the coaches. Of course, this is us. Really, I want to let them talk about their experience. But first, we began with our regional competition at Ohio School for the Deaf, Columbus. Shonda said that we're meeting many deaf friends, and it was just so fun, the socialization aspect. And he said we met a lot. There were so many people there. I didn't realize how many teams there actually would be there. It was amazing. It was a nice experience to be there. Bentley said met a lot of new people. Some people I already had met, from years prior. But it was nice to see those new folks as well as everyone signing there. It was just a variety of language. Oh, it was all over from people all over the country. And some sign trash, and all the various ways you can sign garbage. It was just so interesting, fascinating to see that. They took 4th at the East Regional competition. As they got to winning, it's like, okay, they just didn't realize that we were in the one of the final matches. Could you imagine? That was pretty fun, right? We were talking about that match. Really, most of us, we kind of were taking it easy. Most of those questions in those matches were really difficult. But come to that match there, it was just really so nice.
We had a lot of fun with that team. We enjoyed picking on each other as well as competing. Probably my favorite match ever in the last 3 years because there was no pressure. It was just really chill. And, then we figured out we were going to nationals. So who would have ever thought, I just kind of come up with I was making up an answer or, airplane, Grandma Kimmy, whatever. So we just enjoyed ourselves. And it really once we started moving up through the ranks and in the competition, it was nice, but it was a good time.
So Bentley again was recognized as an all-star player at the region. And then finally made it to nationals. It was really nice this year. It was our second time at nationals, but our last time we didn't win. But this time we won 3 matches against big schools. Maryland School for the Deaf, California School for the Deaf. Could you imagine? We are a strong team, and we as coaches are very, very proud of that. Many people have extended their gratitude, their support, and everything to them, and watched the matches online, and we couldn't be more proud of them as being their coaches. And they represented KSD very well. Let's talk about the Sportsmanship Award. Andy said that we won the Sportsmanship Award, I guess. Academic Bowl, the Sportsmanship Award is really a coveted award because really Academic Bowl is not about the minutiae of everything. It's about supporting each other, and it's not so much about the intelligence who's better, who knows everything. It's so celebrating the differences of everybody, celebrating what they know about, not just coming up with a quick right answer and just being lucky. There's a variety of things that all played into what Academic Bowl was. And to be encouraging, that sportsmanship is something to be encouraging with the other players. The coaches are running the events and the other people that are there. It's just very nice to have that experience, to be able to say that we did it as a team. We showed, our Southern hospitality to everyone at nationals. Todd wants to add too that it was our second time winning the sportsmanship award. It was really nice. And again, Mr. Bentley White was recognized as an all-star player, which is quite the honor. We went by plane, train, by foot, by rail, by car, and our last day we took the chance to tool around DC and see what was there. And we walked probably just shy of 1,000 miles. Our feet were hurting. Over 5 modes of transportation all across campus, and we decided that was enough for us. We didn't need to get on a boat. So that was enough for one day to experience just about all modes. We did go to Mall, the Washington Monument, Chinatown, the World War II Memorial, and so the Signing Starbucks. Oh, yes, and the pizza there was phenomenal. The reflection pool as well. And we did get to experience, ride on a subway for the first time, what line we take, where we get off at, where we get on. The 4 of them. Had a great time. I was just here for sport. Anything else you all want to add? You want to explain about our mascots?
Okay, I guess I'll do this. Really, this year we had 3 quote unquote, previously we had 3 quote unquote mascots. So we've got the Troll Colonel, Mr. Mrs. Colonel, what was the name? Oh, Mrs. Colonel is what we named her. So the whole team came up with stories, or all the teams came up with stories about their mascots. What they would do before each match started is that we would get up and tell a story about our mascot. So KSD went really old school. We are an older school. So we came up and said that this is the spirit of the first KSD student in our mascot who travels with us to support us always. And the other 2 represent our coaches, was this a Funko Pop? Yeah, that's what they're called. The Funko Pop doll. We said that they're always worn out. They're always in bed early before. So they're always tucked in near the match tables. But this one, her head was so big that Kim's head was so big it just wobbled all over the place right during all the matches. So anyway, all right, bye bye, love you guys. Okay, I need to cancel Tony Peebler's presentation. So you're stuck with me to wrap it up from the very end. I really appreciate everyone's kind words, but for the sake of time, to save time, I'm going to finish up by using my voice, and I'm going to allow the interpreter to sign for me.
Thank you. I appreciate all the. Thank you. I appreciate all the kind words tonight. In a matter of time, I'm going to try to save us. For me, I'm still improving my skills as far as sign, but we're 7:26. Sandy Smock, I don't know where she went. She ran off, but it's okay. Next time I'll get a cane and I'll pull her off. If you saw this pop up, it had like 30 slides, 35 slides. I promise I'll get us out of here before 10. I'm just going to highlight a few things, show you some pictures. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the first part of it. And then we'll get some highlights of how, I don't know how I'm going to fit 2 weeks in to everything we've done this past 2 weeks, but I'm going to try. So go ahead with the slides. Is it me? I've really tried to focus on, and tell me if I'm going too fast. I apologize. Just trying to squeeze this in. I've really tried to focus in on faculty engagement. I was told when I first got here to really concentrate on culture, climate, really focus on staff and get them interacting and just get the excitement back on campus. If I know one thing, it's doing fun stuff and getting some excitement back into what we're doing. Or at least I gave my first week a good try of doing that. You're going to see a mixture of athletic photos as well as we go throughout. Just keep clicking. This right here is our student dorm life. I really wanted to get the students active. Justin Pageant, our dorm director, has been amazing. I've given him like free reign on, he had one initiative, get the students out into the community, get them active on campus, and really get them involved. My next thing was to revitalize the sports programs. I wanted them to be competitive. This year, we were able, since 2019, we actually competed against other teams. We went to other schools. We went back to the Mason-Dixon tournament. We've recognized staff with our Colonel Champ awards. We did recognizing staff and students with that award. So that was something that was new. It was voted on by their peers. And so that was something that was exciting. Again, you'll see student life really kind of took over the slideshow, but he was really active, got us into the Boyle County Library program. The kids are going out. We're going to restaurants. We're doing budgeting. We're doing all those different things to keep them active. Our Monster Walk, this was a big initiative of mine, is to really bring back those community programs, bring the alumni back. I want to do more of that as we go forward. Monster Walk was a big success. You saw our volleyball team in their pink jerseys. That was donated by stakeholders that I was involved with. They heard about the program. I wanted to get the kids giving back. That's going to be a passion project of mine for the kids. Empathy, giving back to the community. helping out. This right here is some more of our great pictures with student life. And I told you you would see a lot of those. Oh, here's me winning the cornhole tournament. So I'm going to highlight that as the big picture right in the middle. That was us, 80 and 9. We won the cornhole tournament. It was awesome. We took down numerous teams. Our distinguished judges for the chili cook-off, I was robbed by Todd. Todd took home that award for the winning the chili cook-off. That was really fun. So it was another staff engagement event. Right here, we had our first athletics fashion show. We got all new uniforms this year for every team that was on campus. We even got one for the archery team, which was a club this year that was run through our dorm life. So, and we offered a low vision clinic for VI. So we made a real investment into. Do I have it too close? I'm ringing. Sorry. So my clicker is up here trying to get me straight. Okay, good. All right, again, student life, really getting out into the community, getting involved, our FFA program and student body government, getting students active, being leaders. I want them to take that initiative. I want them to get out, and I want them. I thought Justin was getting his nails painted, which I have seen this year. Getting them involved in the kitchen that Sandy was talking about, really opening that back up so it becomes a hub where everybody can once again gather. As you can see, we're progressing through the 2 weeks up the top. Next, getting around through December, had another faculty engagement event with our Christmas event. We had Santa Claus on campus. That was real fun when they rode up on a Harley. I got to be involved with that. Yeah, you did language. That was real fun. I really love the history. I love the culture, the deaf culture, and the language. Just learning that because I came with nothing. And I've picked up. I know Christy. She's probably tired of me just asking her what a sign is or asking her to help me. But she has been wonderful. She's been a great teacher. I appreciate all the staff that has also really invested in helping me learn. So I really do appreciate that. The students going with them on the junior senior trip, just getting immersed in the language, getting immersed with them. I'm trying to pass off my excitement and everything for baseball. Most of them were just there for the food, but it was okay because I was too. So I bet you I ate a lot of hamburgers, more than I should have. This right here is getting the kids off campus, getting them involved in out-of-state tournaments. The math team was on there. I think you heard about them the last advisory council. Get them, our elementary team out into the rec league basketball and just increasing our school store. We took it into the dorm life for kids. It's tied to our PBIS initiatives. So the kids with their positive behavior get to shop in the store, and I appreciate dorm life getting to do that. Our media, Todd has kind of led that initiative with the students, really making it a student-led venture, having them, and that started in second week in January, that we put the kids out there so that they can start being transparent in what we're doing on campus, getting them involved in doing morning announcements, which that is a further plan. We did a vlog. I think they interviewed me, so it's on the latest vlog that's out right now. So be sure to catch that and all the wonderful things that we're doing. But we're trying to connect with families, with family engagement events, especially using technology. The students are interviewing some of the teachers that are on campus, and that really brings in those parents from 2 hours away, brings them here on campus to get to know their students' teacher. We got another elementary event where we're recognizing students. And I really do appreciate the teachers investing in that, just trying to become more transparent. We were able to start a newsletter that goes out monthly, the Colonel Standard, really showing where we're highlighting different programs, highlighting different staff, highlighting different students, and what's coming up, so everybody stays in the know. There's me in the archery uniform, student in dorm life, really accentuating their transition programs through CTE and other ways that our art is. Bethany Van Beaver, I don't know if she's here tonight, but she has been amazing with our art program, really bringing that back so kids can express themselves through the art that they're giving back. The event where the students were able to collaborate with Boyle County Sports Network, we were able to participate in the district tournament. So not only in the basketball teams, but our students were able to do the play-by-play. And I think Allison, she did the national anthem, so I was very appreciative of all that. It's just giving them exposure to different careers and different pathways. Just getting them out, letting them be exposed to others, letting others be exposed to them. There's our rec league champion basketball team. This is my most fun part is being active with the students, just getting involved into the different programming. Again, our art department is represented, and we had outside visitors come in and really present the history, the culture of deaf education. We have a mime coming next week. Tomorrow morning. There we go. Tomorrow morning. I've lost my second week. He's coming tomorrow morning to really present the history and culture of deaf education. Talking about our CTE, Sandy gave you the best description that I ever could. We're going to participate in Skills USA, which is going to allow them to further demonstrate their skills, really highlight what they're doing. We had Barbie Harris. She has really invested in our leadership program in dorm life with Justin and the kids. So Barbie and Bethany Yance, amazing. And I want to make sure that we can continue that as we go forward, really making them leaders. In February, I want to have a student representative on our advisory board. And that's something that we're going to keep pushing forward. And also we'll have a new representative soon to be announced for the KDE, which is the Kentucky Board of Education. April, we had a venue, thanks to Scott Hahn and the foundation. We had a venue that got provided for the students, Magnolia Manor, hosted our prom. It was gorgeous. I really do appreciate the students getting to experience that, getting to experience the beauty of it. I hope you all have really got to look at all the photos. We had our Eclipse event. Everybody was provided glasses. It was a fun learning day that we had on campus. And again, we got to explore Washington, D.C. and Gallaudet University with our academic team. April continued. We had Mary Margaret. She did yoga with the kids in elementary. So it's another experience that they had to have or got to have. Our greenhouse, amazing. Sandy Smock again, knocked it out of the ballpark. And even our SRO got into the event of the yoga participation. I don't think he was able to move for several weeks after that. But of course, Sandy gets her standalone slide with the greenhouse again. Really great experience for all the kids to get connected back with that community. Here's me at the ball game, and I don't know if you can't see me, but I'm standing over here. But the kids really had an amazing time. May finally brought our new bus. I don't know if you all have seen the new bus. You all have got to check it out. It's amazing. 64 seats. Rick can tell you all about it. He broke down crying when it pulled on campus. So I was very happy for him. It's like a brand new baby. So Rick can give you a rundown on what highlights are in the bus. But I was very happy that that was a 2-year project that finished just last week. Newport Aquarium, amazing experience with the penguins. Penguins really loved me and, you know, the other kids too. But apparently it's Dr. Petrie night, so they really loved me. Everyone said nice words about me too. Always trying to look at that next level for our staff, really getting them out, getting them immersed in what they can bring back and help us here on campus with. I really want KSD to become a leader. I want them to be a leader as far as staff goes. I want our students to be leaders. When we go to these conferences, I told them, I was like, be prepared because you all are going to be the leaders of what we're doing in deaf education. Again, the PBIS store, this right here is going to start a career for most, I mean, this is where the future is going. I wanted the PBIS, the Colonel store, to really mirror what Amazon, what Walmart, all those online distribution places are doing. I want to really immerse the kids starting as early as elementary school, all the way up through high school, getting them in tune to what is going to prepare them for after school. I want them to have a plan so that they will have that vocabulary and everything they're going to need to survive, not only survive, but excel in higher education or career, whatever they choose. There's our Colonel store, really being operated through our behavior intervention system as of right now. So we're getting to experience ordering online. We're getting to experience the packaging, shipping, every element that is happening at Amazon. Again, PBI store. This right here gets to our, Sandy kind of gave us a good rundown on the Colonel store and the Colonel Cafe. This is a future goal, so that is hopefully something that we can begin to plan for. It's in process. We're just waiting on the cafe part. Really connecting with BCTC, that higher education avenue. I want dual enrollment to come to KSD's campus. That has been a focus of mine. You can ask Stu and Christy Sharp, but I've been hounding them. Hey, we got to get dual enrollment, get these kids out mainstream, off campus if we need to. But I want our kids experiencing that BCTC, take advantage of those work-ready scholarships. And that's something that we're working toward, especially into the CTE department. Very happy for this. 60% of our seniors have gotten their driver's permit. So that is one step for independent living. That is going to be a focus going forward with how we're preparing these kids to leave KSD. I want them leaving with a plan for their future, just as I signed earlier. CTE transition partners, really wanting to connect with UK, really wanting to connect with EKU. The EKU Deaf Ed program, I want it to be more of a focus, more intertwined with what KSD is producing. So that is one of our focus. I think myself and Aaron, we've already been talking about that. We've connected with the dean of EKU. So we're going to continue cultivating that relationship. Here's our trip to Toyota plant. This right here was highlighted. One of our students, after leaving that, wants to apply and is going to be helped with our transition coordinator to figure out how to apply for transition at Toyota. So I was very happy with that. If we can give them more experiences off campus with different careers, we're going to pique interest. And students are going to be like, I want to learn a little bit more about that. So that's one thing I'm very satisfied with what we did this year is giving them experiences off video. Because it's a different thing to see it online, on YouTube, or anything like that, but to experience it in person is really going to pique their interest. Goals for transition, I'm not going to read all these. OVR, our Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, starts working with our kids to open a case at the age of 14 and up. At the beginning of the school year, 0 of our 26 kids had an open case with OVR. I'm not very happy with that, but in January, I really sat down with OVR. I'm like, where are we at? So from January up until March, our juniors now and our seniors have open cases with OVR. And that just increases their opportunities during the summer to be able to participate in programs that the only way they can participate is if they have an open case with Office of Vocational Rehabilitation. So I'm very happy that we are now beginning to focus on that. Other programs are going to start, such as Bus to Business, which is a new program that I'm wanting to make sure that KSD gets involved with. Also, the Amazon distribution place. I want to start visiting these online distribution in London, I think has one. Lexington, we have a visit as staff to go up there. Well, a couple staff in our transition department is going to go up there and look at Amazon to kind of set something up for next year for our students to visit and start collecting that vocabulary. There are ASL department, which is Samantha. And I'm very happy with next year we get to introduce ASL in 30-minute increments in our elementary school to really tie in that bilingual ASL and English component. So that is going to be a focus on getting ASL really active on our campus with our elementary, middle, high school, and involving her in our transition programming as well. More college visits. I want them to be able to see themselves in or on a campus, learning about the programs, learning about the degrees. I want to set up something with EKU, Gallaudet, where it's a mentoring program so that they can actually talk, ask questions virtually. We can do all that through technology now. That is something I'm hoping to set up. This right here is very exciting. I want more deaf representation on our local industrial board to really give that deaf voice and give us a seat at the table so we can start creating opportunities for students. I want to develop a grow your own program where we are really looking at if we're wanting deaf leadership, if we're wanting deaf teachers, we're wanting all these things, and I am all in. You will get every amount of effort in order to grow that deaf leadership, deaf education here, sitting down and learning what it's like to look at the KDE and all the different hoops. We got to jump. Sorry, Robin. There's a lot that, we can sit down and we can learn about together. We can look at that, the bridging the gap with the praxis, really working on helping what they're going to experience, some of the studying that needs to happen, working on some of those different programs in order to better prepare our educators as they're coming out of that deaf education program. We have to solidify our partnership with Rochester University. I was approached back in August about KSD participating in a grant with Rochester, which would tie us in at the National Institute for Health into a 2-week internship for any student to experience the health science field. It's a collaboration with Rochester, like I said, and the UK Marquis Cancer Center. So they would get to go for 2 weeks in the summer and be immersed in learning deaf education, deaf health science, and that whole vocabulary. Again, I want to keep continuing to increase parent engagement and engagement with the community stakeholders. My clicker's broken. Is that it? I think that's it. Awesome. So my big initiative, one that I had highlighted on here, is exposure to bridge that gap with language deprivation. That is going to be a big focus, and really getting those students exposed to careers, vocabulary. So we have a big job left to do, but I'm excited. I've got a plan for where we're headed. I got good leadership behind me, and I'm just excited about where we can go. I know I went a little bit over time, and I apologize, but not really. I really do appreciate it. I want more people to go up here and say nice things about me. My wife is probably just sitting there. Oh, what? They don't know me. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, Dr. Petrie.
The bottom line is we got a new bus.
Yes, finally, Jeff says. Yes, that's right. Scott Hans, you did awesome. What a wonderful report. That's exactly what we wanted to see happen. I commend you for this. Two, do you have any recommendations that we can send out for Kentucky Department of Education or the Board of Education as an annual report? Is some of that going to be in that, so that way it can be read and it can be there and we have more of their support moving forward? Jeff wants to echo and agree with all of that. I think that'd be wonderful to include in an annual report if we can do something along those lines and work through that. I look forward to, again, wow, what a tremendous job that you've done with these students, with the staff. Dr. Petrie said it's only been 2 weeks, but we're really, really very fortunate for your hard work and your dedication that you've had. We really appreciate your effort that you've given us. Thanks. Any discussion for what we see? Anything to discuss? All right. Briefly, I would like to chat with the board about our goals that we have. We've had some things come in, since the fall, and I would like to see more implementation of more committees, more research and analyzations taken care of about what KSD needs to improve, what its weaknesses and strengths are, and so forth. And so in compiling all of those, hopefully we can have and see some more committees established this fall. I know during COVID, it was something hard to enact, and doing things or virtually, was really difficult. And so hopefully open up lines of communication and discussion within the future. We can get back, here we are having meetings in person. I'm surprised, I'm actually shocked at how many people we've had at these last 3 and 4 meetings. Getting back to reality is a big goal of ours. And, we need to keep this effort and the steam rolling with everything, but it is my goal and my hope for the future of KSD to have some communities to be involved in again. I see next on the agenda we have some resolutions. Scott Hahn? Yes.
Okay. And we've got some public comment too. Okay. All right. So resolution of KSDAB in recognition and best wishes to the graduating class of 2024 KSD seniors on May 15th, 2024. Whereas teachers, instructional aides, student life staff, interpreters, nurses, food services staff, housekeeping, operations services staff, outreach staff, and administrators serving the Kentucky School for the Deaf, students successfully educated and supported the class of 2024 seniors to achieve their goals through vital, virtual, electronic, and in-person instruction to graduate. And whereas the members of the class of 2024's hard work and achievement have caused them to be recognized and appreciated by teachers, dorm staff, community, parents, and other KSD students. And whereas hard work and active participation at the Kentucky School for the Deaf have enabled class of 2024 seniors to achieve excellence in many areas of school life and prepared them to join the community as active members. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Kentucky School for the Deaf Advisory Board hereby honors and extends its deep appreciation and hearty congratulations to all graduating class of 2024 seniors, and furthermore orders this commendation duly recorded on the official minutes of this body, this the 9th day of May in the year of 2024. Signed, Jeff Kessinger, KSDAB Chair.
Can I have a motion? I want to make a motion to go ahead and accept the accommodations for the seniors and their proclamation as it's being read. We have motion's been made. We have a second by Aaron. All in favor of the motion, signify. Motion passes. Congratulations, seniors. Now, Scott Mike. This is a long one, but in discussion with our principal and Rhonda Bodner, with our staff are planning to retire. We have 7 who have plans for retirement at the end of this year. And so I would like to recognize their long-term service and support to the children of Kentucky School for the Deaf. So, a resolution from the Kentucky School for the Deaf Advisory Board, resignation and appreciation. And we'll go through this list. Miss Sue Frisbee, with her 28 years of services as an outreach coordinator for the North Kentucky region, as well as a consultant in Eastern Kentucky. Lisa Kingsley, who's in attendance tonight, with her 26, yes, love you too, Lisa, 26 years as a middle school teacher for social studies, ASL teacher, home ec, as well as high school science, family consumer science teacher, and 6 years as athletic director for KSD. I think she is our first, Lisa, special recognition because I believe you are the first female athletic director for this campus. Is that right? That's a special recognition right there for KSD's history.
I am the first, that is correct.
Her third retiree, Miss Janice Lavelle, for her 37 years of service as supervisor of food services, as well as housekeeping supervisor. Moving on, Mary Margaret McNeamer, for her 7 years of service as a school psychologist. Mr. Doug Sharp, for his 2 years of service as a mathematics high school teacher, but he also had 26 years of previous experience as a math teacher. Richard Westerfield, with his 7 years as director of transportation and operations. Wow. As well as Ms. Helen Yalch, for her 27 years of service as a school audiologist. Oh, sorry, audiologist, yes. And you're all confused there. Whereas their dedication and inspiration has caused them to be highly regarded by the fellow members of staff and students. And whereas the the contributions to Kentucky School for the Deaf have enabled this school to achieve excellence in many areas of school life. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Kentucky School for the Deaf Advisory Board hereby honors and extends its deep appreciation to all of those 7 retirees mentioned for their fine contributions to Kentucky School for the Deaf, and furthermore, orders this commendation duly recorded in the official minutes of this body, this being the 9th day of May of the year 2024.
All right, can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Robin
Robin
Bush makes a motion. Do I have a second? We have a second from Keela. All in favor? All right, the resolution passes. Thank you and congratulations to all the retirees. All right, we have time for public comment. Was anybody signed up on the list for public comment?
The first one is Mary Margaret McNeamer. She's going to do a presentation of the 200th anniversary quilt.
Okay, so last year was very special for KSD. And our art teacher at the time, Alex Heckard, asked me if I would volunteer to help out with some activities the day that we had the whole school, students, staff, alumni, community were invited over in front of Lee Hall. Being one of these dreamers and having completed one whole quilt in my life, decided, oh, we'll do quilt blocks because there's one hanging in Brady Hall from a previous anniversary. So Doug Brewer, who is the director of student life at the time, got me some old sheets because they had just replaced those. And I cut them into squares. And we had fabric markers, and everyone was invited to make a quilt square. Now, I'm going to show it to you first, and then I'm going to have something to say about it. So I would like Rhonda and Barbie to come on up as co-chairs, right, of the 200th anniversary committee. I get it all wrapped up here. And make sure it's right side up. Right. You take that side. Let me get out from behind here. So this quilt, in a lot of ways, is just like KSD. It's beautiful. It's made of a lot of different pieces, and it's not perfect because KSD is not perfect, even though we keep moving forward and striving forward. Some of us are extremely skilled. You can see some of this gorgeous artwork. Some of us struggle a little bit, but we all get together to form the heart in the center, which are, in this particular quilt, is a memorial to a very special person, Mr. Hodge, Shane Hodge. Both Christy and Todd did a memorial square for Shane, and so that's right in the very center. Anyway, I'm presenting this to the 200th anniversary committee. It is up to them to decide where to put it. As I said, it's not perfect, but it's yours. Have fun with it. Thank you.
Beautiful, Jeff said. There's another one, the One there is from 1968. And some of the female students made it at that time. We will find a wonderful spot and hopefully have a nice wooden quilt hanger to hang at the museum. Plus, I would like to, Barbie's saying, maybe put in a brass plaque or something with the students' names to honor those that contributed to it. We're very appreciative of everyone who put in your time. You all did a beautiful job. And that 200th celebration that we had, so many people will come through there and they've appreciated all the work. Thank you so much. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And thank you, and board.
Rick Westerfield.
You can strike me off that. I already said it myself. I jumped the gun.
Okay. And Laura McKinney.
I already said nice things once. Not doing it again.
Please.
Okay, that's all the
That was
public
week
comment.
one.
Okay, being that's all for public comments. Okay, Scott. Principal Petrie, will you meet me over at the microphone? And do you have any the student body government leader? Are they in attendance tonight? Okay.
And it's me and Allison. Well, Allison, come on up to the front. This arrived at my home, and I thought, what is that? It's a big box. And I opened it up, and I was surprised because I emailed to find who it was from, and they said it was to honor the 200-year anniversary. See, I want it to be given to the school. So do you all girls mind to please open this? Nice. Couldn't explain. I emailed and said, we already had this. They said, no, the senator wanted an official signature on the page. Senator McConnell put his name on this and then had it so nicely framed. So this came directly from Senator McConnell as a gift to the school. And I just wanted the students to be able to see this and for us to recognize it. I'm going to explain. It's the resolution that was recognized at the state senate for the 200 years of service to deaf students. Senator McConnell knew about this happening, and Henry Clay was the senator at the time. That's Senator McConnell's hero. So he wanted to document that connection between Henry Clay and Senator McConnell. So this is the congressional record with Senator McConnell's signature. Allison was asking, should I keep hold of this or wait, we need a picture. Dr. Petrie said we need a picture. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We need a picture. Shannon, do you mind to have a picture? Oh, where's Bentley? Where's Bentley? Bentley is going to snap an official picture for the school newspaper. All right. All right, that's nice. That's so we need to discuss the date for our next meeting. I think we should go ahead with August and November. August, I have the 8th or the 15th as possible dates. Does anyone have availability for August 8th? If Kathy White said I'm retired now, it does not matter. Jeff is checking with other board members. Okay, we'll go with August 8th and then November 7th or 14th. November 7th or 14th. Erin Roden says she will not be here for either of those dates. Scott Hahn asked for clarification 7th or 14th. Did decide on August 8th for the next meeting. The second meeting will be November 7th or 14th. Does anyone have a preference? Scott Hahn prefers the 14th as well as Sheila Barton. That's fine with Robin Bush and Kathy White. Okay. 14th. I move that we accept the dates for the next two meetings. Anybody seconds? Sheila Barton seconds. All in favor of accepting those two dates? The resolution passes. Okay. So I would move that we adjourn at 8:12 p.m.
I'll go make most of those.
Oh, I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting. Maybe second? Aaron seconds? All right. Thank you all for coming tonight. Meeting adjourned.